The Harley Davidson Roadshow for the Revolution Max engine on the Pan America, Sportster S and the Nightster. Let's get into it! RevelatorAlf. Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf. I hope you're all well. So this video is all about me, kind of a failed attempt really, to go and check out the Sportster S, which I already know, I've already seen, but it was actually the Nightster. And Harley Davidson here in the UK are doing this kind of road show. They're going around all the dealerships and they're taking those bikes, there's 3 bikes with a Revolution Max engine, and they're taking them to all the dealerships so people like you and I can have a look at them. So what tweaked my enthusiasm was that I got an email from Harley Davidson the other day saying, hey look, if you book a test ride on the Sportster S or the Nightster, you might be eligible, or you'll be entered into a competition and you might be picked out to get the Nightster for 10 days. And I thought, ooh, that'd be interesting. Could read. Anyway, so I thought that would be interesting. I thought, right, let me go and check out the dates on the website where this roadshow is. Oh, my local dealership, thanks very much. This Saturday, bish bash bosh, I'm there. So what I did, I got on the heroic Harley and I rode down to the local dealership this afternoon, and lots of people milling around in the car park with all their vast array of Harleys. Beautiful, some of them really nice, really sweet. Went into the dealership and had a walk around. Quite a nice little display of bikes. They seem to have quite a few bikes this time. So everything was dandy, everything was good. But I thought, well, the Pan America was there. They had quite a few Sportster S's there. I wonder how many of those are being sold right now, actually, because they seem to have quite a few, but, you know, that's by the by. But no Nightster. And I thought, what's going on? So I had a little walk around, and then I collared one of the salesmen. I said, oh, yeah, Nightster, where is it, this roadshow thing? And they said, that was last Thursday. Oh, so yeah, I totally missed the day by about 3 days. What a complete dunce I am, obviously. But I got to thinking, actually, this roadshow sort of marketing strategy thing that Harley Davidson have got going on, I mean, is it a relatively new thing? I mean, the first time that I'd really heard about Harley Davidson doing this, or manufacturers doing this, was when Harley Davidson brought out the live wire, or the prototype of the live wire, and they were going around dealerships and stuff like that, especially in the US. But it never really happened here in the UK, not to my knowledge anyway. And I'm certainly not aware of Harley Davidson in particular, but I know companies like Indian, yeah, 3 years ago or 4 years ago, they were doing lots of these roadshow things, certainly around the US, taking their bikes all over the place, trying to generate interest in business. So I don't know if Harley Davidson have copied that strategy, but let us know in the comments if, you know, if there's any history to this. But I also don't think that Harley Davidson have done this or are planning to do this for things like the Softails or the Taurus or any new variation or any new model that they're bringing out. It appears to me that they're only doing it for the bikes with the Revolution Max engine. So when the Pan America first came out, they did exactly the same thing. They went around all the dealerships and said, look, this is coming, the Pan America, look, isn't it great, wonderful, there we go, touch it, poke it, sit on it, do all sorts of stuff. And I think they did the same with the Sportster S. Went around all the dealerships and said, look, poke it, sit on it, do things, press buttons, look, it goes fast, it does this. And obviously they're doing the same with the Nightster. But is it a good tactic? Well, I suppose it is a great tactic, isn't it? Because it certainly piqued my enthusiasm, and I'm sure lots of other people would want to have a look at these things close up. Now, the reason why I kind of make a video about this, because I thought, well, which is better, a road show going around all the dealerships and letting people know that, look, this bike is coming and you can get an early view of it, or going to motorcycle shows with your product or with your new product and say, look, anybody at this motorcycle show, come and have a look, Harley Davidson, we've got a brand new bike. Now, many of you are thinking, what am I going on about? Okay, the reason why I mention this is because last year and early this year, Harley Davidson had a bit of a poor show, in my opinion, and also many other people's opinion, I've got to say, at the 2 main motorcycle shows here in the UK. The Motorcycle Live event, they only had all their existing models, and I had the feeling at the time that they were just there too early because they weren't releasing any new models until, obviously, this year. So it's almost like, well, you know, you're not going there for anything new. You're kind of going there for stuff that you can see online, or you can go to your local dealership. The other show, they just weren't there at all. Now, I've got a feeling they're very rarely there anyway, in their defense. But it just seemed to be at the shows, they weren't really having a big presence. However, like Indian motorcycles, at the Motorcycle Live show here in the UK last year, this is at 2021, they just released the Scout Rogue about a week, 2 weeks before, and they kind of launched it at the show there. It was there for everybody to see, front and center. So I'm not sure whether Harley Davidson are changing their direction and the way they're, you know, delivering their bikes, or delivering the news of their bikes, or delivering the experience of their bikes to people like you and I. You know, they're doing the Roadshow. I know they're taking the 3 bikes to another motorcycle show here in the UK in a couple of weeks, and maybe by the time you've watched this video as well, it would have already been and gone. But I just wonder if these Roadshow events are actually good for Harley Davidson. Are they good for you and I? And I think they are. I think they're a really good way of you seeing the bike in a dealership setting, or on the back of a trailer. You can sit on it, touch it, do all the things that you really want to do with it. And then obviously for them, they want you to try and test ride it and obviously put a down payment on it. So I suppose I just wanted to see it in the flesh myself. I don't want to see any pictures, I don't want to see any reviews. I just want to, you know, look at the bike by myself and analyze it a little bit in my own mind. And that's why I went down there, and that's why I was really interested when they sent me the email. Now, the other thing I noticed about the Sportster S, this is in particular, there's some weird features on there. So, you know, again, I don't really know much about the Sportster S, and I certainly don't know a lot about the Nightster at all. But I thought the Sportster S, I really had a close look at it today. And there's one feature on there I thought, that's odd, that's just odd. So let us know in the comments below if you've ridden Sportster S, if you own one, or if you've seen one close up, what you think of it, what little oddities have you seen. But I'm going to tell you right now what I think is the biggest oddity on it. The rear pulley on that Sportster S, and I'll be interested to see if it's the same on the Nightster as well. The Pan America's got a chain, so it's a totally different thing. But on the rear pulley on the Sportster S, there's only a lip on the inside of the pulley. On the outside of the pulley, it's like an open side, so that bout can just slide off. Now, there's also the frame that passes by there, the rear pulley that goes to the rear, that actually holds on the number plate as well, and the rear light. So I'm just wondering, is that frame supposed to be there just to catch the bout, just in case it starts to come off? Because there's only about, you know, I don't know, not even half an inch gap between that pulley and the frame, the bracket, I should say. Let us know if you've noticed that on that rear pulley. There's only a lip on the inside to stop the bout going off. Why is that? Why have they designed it like that? I just think that's really odd. I'm sure there's got to be some kind of design feature or reasoning behind it, or some engineering thing, or a maintenance thing behind it. But I'd love to know what it is, because for me, it just seems as if that's a bout waiting to come off. I'm sure it isn't. But in my mind, I'm thinking, well, you've got the lip on one side, that will stop the bout going, you know, tyre side. Well, why haven't you got the lip on the other side for it slipping off the pulley altogether? I just don't get it. Anyway, I thought I'd bring that to you, but, you know, a bit of a failed attempt on my part to go and see the Harley Davidson Nightster Roadshow today. They did say here in the UK it's going to be in about a month or so until they're actually in the dealership. So, yeah, maybe go and have a look at it and see what's what. But let us know what you think about the Sportster S, any kind of oddities. Let us know what you think about the Nightster as well, and the Pan America, which I think is a great bike actually, the Pan America. You know, not for me, for my kind of trail riding. I think they're just too big heavy, the big ADVs, but certainly for general kind of off-roading and touring bike, I think it's great. No problem at all. I just think it's got lots of frailties that they should have addressed, really, but that's a separate issue. But as I say, road shows in general, I think they're a great idea. I think they work really well. I just, maybe that Harley Davidson themselves are not really putting the emphasis on the shows anymore, certainly here in the UK and around Europe, and maybe they're just doing it going on their own a little bit, as it were. I mean, I could be wrong. Let us know what your thoughts are on that. But anyway, I'm going to get back on this heroic Harley and go and ride some back roads here. But don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell, like and share. Check out the website, RevelatorAlf.com. Let us know in the comments your thoughts. Ta-da!